Welcome to The Explainer. Look, we've all been there, right? You get your hands on this incredibly powerful new AI tool. You type in a question and you get a completely generic, boring response. It's honestly super frustrating. But as it turns out, the problem isn't the AI, it's how we're talking to it. So let's dive right into this blueprint and figure out how to really master the art of prompt engineering. Here's our agenda. 1. Decoding prompt engineering. 2. The anatomy of prompts. 3. Types of AI prompts. 4. Real-world AI scenarios. 5. Strategies for better prompts. And 6. The power of prompting. Section 1. Decoding prompt engineering. So what is it exactly? Well, prompt engineering is really both an art and a science. It's all about designing and optimizing your prompts to guide these AI models toward generating the exact responses you actually want. You see, it's not just coding, it's communication. You're giving the AI the precise context, clear instructions, and specific examples it needs. Because honestly, if the AI doesn't know exactly what you want, it's basically just guessing. I absolutely love this quote. Think of it as providing a roadmap for the AI, steering it towards the specific output you have in mind. You are firmly in the driver's seat here. The AI is this incredibly powerful engine, sure, but without your roadmap, it's just going to drive in circles. Section 2. The anatomy of prompts. Okay, so there are 4 main structural pillars to building a really effective prompt. First up is the prompt format, because sometimes you just need a natural language question, and other times you need very structured fields. Second is context and examples. This is huge. Giving the AI a sample of the tone you want dramatically improves your results. Third is fine-tuning and adapting based on the outputs you're actually getting. And fourth is multi-turn conversations, which is basically maintaining that context over a continuous back-and-forth chat. Section 3. Types of AI prompts. We'll start simple. First up is zero-shot prompting. This is when you provide a direct instruction without any extra context or examples. It's literally the cold call of the AI world. It's great for really simple tasks, like basic summarizations or straightforward translations, where the AI is just relying completely on its pre-existing training. But what if you need something a bit more specific? Well, that brings us to few-shot prompts. This is where you give the model a few input-output examples before you make your actual request. It kind of acts like a mini training session right there in the chat, setting the exact pattern and standard you're expecting. And by doing this, it helps the model understand the task on a much deeper level, generating significantly more accurate responses. And then we hit the advanced tier, chain of thought, or COT, prompting. This is an absolute game changer. Instead of just asking for an answer, you present a complex reasoning task and literally force the AI to break it down into intermediate steps. Telling the AI to, show its work prevents it from jumping to incorrect conclusions and leads to massive improvements in its logic. Section 4. Real-world AI scenarios. Let's look at how this applies to language generation. If you want creative writing, don't just tell it to write a story. That's way too vague. Specify the genre and the tone. Say something like, write a short story about a young woman who discovers a magical portal in her attic. Or if you need dialogue, simulate a persona. You are a friendly chatbot troubleshooting computer problems. Being that specific with tone, style, and target language is exactly how you control the output. And hey, this absolutely isn't just for text. It's a total lifesaver for developers too. Whether you're doing code completion, code translation, optimization, or debugging, providing exact snippets and context is the secret sauce. Instead of just crossing your fingers and saying, fix my code, tell it to debug this Java code and explain why it's throwing a null pointer exception. It solves the exact headache you're dealing with. Section 5. Strategies for better prompts. Just look at the difference here. Asking an AI to write something about climate change is, well, it's kind of lazy, and you're going to get a very generic Wikipedia-style response. But look at the alternative. Write a persuasive essay arguing for the implementation of stricter carbon emission regulations. Boom. You've instantly defined the format and the argument. Ambiguity completely kills AI performance. Specificity is for sure your best friend. The exact same logic applies to complex tasks. Asking it to create a marketing plan is just going to give you an overwhelming wall of text. But when we break it down into numbered steps, like 1. Identify the target audience, 2. Develop key marketing messages, 3. Choose appropriate channels, you force the AI to return structured, highly actionable results. Here's a really neat example of few-shot prompting in action. We're setting a clear pattern. Input, cat. Output, a small furry mammal with whiskers. Input, dog. Output, a domesticated canine. So when we drop the prompt elephant, we've already established such a clear formatting rule that we practically guarantee the AI will define it exactly the way we want. It's kind of like a psychological trick for algorithms. Now let's apply that chain of thought strategy to a math problem. If we just ask for the final answer, the AI might actually glitch out. But by telling it to explicitly solve the problem step by step, it maps out the logic. John starts with 5 apples, he eats 2, so subtract 2 from 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. Answer, John has 3 apples left. Forcing the AI to vocalize those steps literally eliminates those careless logical errors. Section 6. The power of prompting. Mastering all of this isn't just about speed. The real payoff is improved model performance for highly accurate outputs. It actually reduces bias and harmful responses because you're carefully controlling the input focus. It brings consistency and predictability to these massive models, which ultimately makes your whole AI experience incredibly intuitive and deeply satisfying. Which brings us to a final thought to leave you with. If prompt engineering is the roadmap, are you the driver, or are you just a passenger in the AI revolution? I mean, we have the playbook now. We understand the anatomy, the types, and the strategies. It is time to stop letting the AI guess what we want and start steering it with real intention. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy prompting.